The Parkland parent-led protest actually began at Strawberry Fields, steps away from one of New York's most notorious acts of gun violence, the gunning down of John Lennon almost 40 years ago. And it was right next to the Imagine mosaic we met Manuel Oliver, whose son Joaquin was killed February 14th of last year.
40,000 Americans die from gun violence every year.
He held a giant American flag at half-staff with gun violence statistics written on it. We also met Linda Beagle Schulman, mother of Scott Beagle, a native of Long Island.
He was the geography teacher and cross-country coach who was murdered in the Parkland massacre.
They handed out tiny American flags, also at half-staff.
I don't want gun violence to have to hit everybody's home for them to become aware of how important it is that we do something about it, that we have our government do something about it.
And for that reason, the parents and activists began to march a little more than a mile down to Trump Tower, arriving about 20 minutes later to the home of the president. Then Oliver placed his flag in a planter directly across from the building.
Hopefully, you don't have to be in our situation to understand what's going on. We lost our kids, and nothing has been done yet.
In Midtown, they were also joined by those impacted by inner-city gun violence. This woman's nephew was shot in Queens.
So I'm here also as a Marine vet on 4th of July to tell our government to do something to stop the gun violence.
Here's a tight look at the little American flags that protesters were handing out. They had about 2,000 of these made up to remind people that 40,000 people die of gun violence each year. Outside Trump Tower, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.